Hey folks, so a little update from me and a quick apology for taking a little while to get this video out. The end of 2023 was a crazy busy time for us with weddings. We had several engagements during December, and then halfway through that I had appendicitis and then had to have my appendix out. I'm back on my feet now and ready to put some videos together. This video is about the London tournament which took place down in Harrow at the end of last year. I caught up with Gareth Hoskins and had a chat with him about some of the top competitors, where he saw the day going and what he was excited about for the season.
My name's Gareth Hoskins, I'm Secretary of the Eton Fives Association, a job that I've been doing now for nearly 15 years. And one of the key parts of my job is what's happening here today, which is looking after our wide range of adult tournaments in the programme that we run throughout the season. So today's tournament is the London tournament at Harrow. It's one of our three most prestigious major tournaments of the year. The best fives players in the country here today battling it out. And tomorrow indeed. We're here today on Saturday, it's the first day, so we've seen the group stages and the quarterfinals, two of which have just finished, two of which are about to start, and then tomorrow we'll be back for the semi-final and the final. We'll also be here tomorrow, we have a festival tournament going on. One of the great things about fives is it's a game for everybody, all standards, all abilities, so it's not just a tournament reserved for the best players in the country, although they're all here. Tomorrow we'll see players of all ages, shapes, sizes and abilities all taking part in the same tournament on the same courts. So it's a great weekend of fun.
Who's looking good so far? Who are we anticipating to go further?
Okay, so the action today, there's been one or two upsets. The big change this year is that the multiple previous champions and our reigning national champion pair of Seb Cood and Tom Dunbar are not here this year for the first time in a long time. So instead, the number one seeds are Old Westminster pair, Ricky Holden and Hugo Young, who are also the defending champions in this tournament. Apart from that, it's been a really close day. It was one of those, sometimes you come to these tournaments and you already know kind of in advance who's likely to beat who. Not the case today. We've seen one or two upset results. We saw, for example, our national women's champions knock out the number 6 seeds in the group stage, which was a huge result for them. But we already have the Alavian pair of James Toop and Tony Barker in the semis. They've been playing very nicely today. They look very good. And a new pairing actually who made it through. They've already knocked out the number 4 seeds in their quarter-final. Sunil Taylor and Charles Plummer, a pair we haven't seen play together before. Sunny has great pedigree in these tournaments, made a lot of semi-finals over the years. Charles has been around for a while and everyone's been aware of how good he is.
Fresh off the Midlands, of course.
And fresh from winning the Midlands. This weekend we're finally seeing his talent turning into results. And he'll be back tomorrow for a crack at the semi-finals, which already is a great result.
So this tournament I was not playing with Charles Plummer as I did in the Midlands tournament, but instead with a chap called Edwin Gosnell, and we just seemed to get on really well and figured it would be a good time to try out for the London, see how the partnership worked out. Overall, I'd say it went pretty well. We had a tough qualifying group. We had some tough games with Laurie Brock and his partner. Charles and Sunny were also in our group, so that was a couple of very challenging games. Felt like we acquitted ourselves all right, but I think fundamentally both those pairs just had a little bit too much quality all around court, and we ended up losing those games. Unfortunately, we didn't go through into the main tournament. The plate tournament went pretty well for us. We had some competitive games until we eventually made it through and started playing in the finals games. We had quarters, semis, and then we did eventually make the final. The semi game against Abs and his partner was fantastic. Really long competitive game. Just took forever to play. Very slow point scoring game, lots of backwards and forwards. But we did eventually come through with that one and made our way into the final. Unfortunately, got into the final and I don't know about Edwin, but for myself, I was absolutely knackered. I think second or third cut of the game, I ended up cramping up through my calf, and then that kind of we just didn't really have any quality left, I think, by the time the final was played. So we came second, which is great. Would have been nice to take home a little bit more silverware for the season, but it is what it is. It's been a really fascinating couple of years with respect to the story of the changing of the old guard to the new guard, and perhaps this is most easily seen in the final of the London's tournament, where we are starting to see, as identified by Gareth Hoskins, that this is the first tournament final to feature 4 players all born in the 1990s or later, and it's the first major final anywhere to include 2 players born in the 2000s. It's well known that Seb Cooley and Tom Dunbar have won, I think it's 13 Kinnaird Cups in a row right now, and are the strongest of the old guard pairs that are left playing at the highest level. It will be fascinating to see how the Northerns play out, which is very much Seb's home ground up at Shrewsbury, and then going into the end of the 5 season down with the Kinnaird tournaments, which is sort of the premier tournament, whether there will finally be that slight changing of the guard with Ricky and Hugo, or whether Seb and Tom can hold it out for 1 more year. However, with Tom and Seb not available for the London tournaments, we did see the winners, Ricky and Hugo, maybe not playing 100%, but getting close to it, and they managed to pull out a win. It was a win via retirement. Unfortunately, one of their competitors took a ball to the eye from the back court, which is very, very unfortunate, and was forced to retire. I understand that James is feeling better now, was seen by a doctor after the tournament, and was given the all clear. We hope to see him at upcoming tournaments, hopefully soon up at the Northerns, and then onwards into the rest of the season. One of the fascinating games from the quarterfinals was Sonny Taylor and Charles Plummer playing off against Ed Taylor and Noah Kaplan. 4 very good left-handed players all playing on a court together. Any of you that have played Eton 5s will know how beneficial being left-handed can be on the court. So watching 4 top-level lefties playing together was a real treat, and I recorded a good amount of that game, not all of it, but if you would like to see how that works on court, then check out the link in the description. I'll also see if I can link it elsewhere on the video. Go and check it out, really good game.